As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country.
Well, we want to thank God that as we traveled 10 years in the church, and the Lord helped us to lay a foundation for the work of God here in Zimbabwe. We finally come to a very crucial year, which is 2012, where God laid in our hearts to lay a foundation for now stepping into the nations of the world. You are aware that our vision is the vision of engulfing the world with the gospel of the kingdom. That means we have churches and strategic ministries going into the nations of the world. We have done so well in the 11 years establishing churches here in Zimbabwe. And at the end of 2011, the Lord laid me upon my heart to now step into the international arena. That is why we put a governmental foundation at the end of the year, putting up apostles, prophets, and the fivefold ministry as a whole. And now we are ready to go into the international world and fulfill the greater part of the vision, touching nations. So when we talk like that, partnership then becomes so important, because going into the nations of the world, you're then talking of human resources that go out, and you go into a foreign land, you need support. You really need backing, financial support, material support. And our men and women who are going to be going out, some have already started, will be going into harsh conditions, and they really need support of everyone. And I really put emphasis on that, because that's going to be very important as we go forward. I want to also go on to say that the greater vision, or what you would call the greater commission that Jesus Christ left, was so clear that go into the world and make disciples of all nations. That means we are honored as a church to touch the great commission of Jesus Christ this way. And the Lord would want us to go out. It reminds me the time when God separated Paul and Barnabas in chapter 13 of Acts, and they were now going out in missionary work. See, a missionary is somebody who goes out sent by God with a message, and he goes into a foreign land, or at least people who don't speak his language, doesn't eat a type of food, and he goes out into those conditions to spread the gospel of the kingdom. That's going to be the order of day from 2012 as we go forward. Therefore, when we talk of Zimbabwe, we'll be having, like I said, we'll be having the apostles leading here in different provinces, and they're doing the work. I'm so happy about it, and there's nothing to add. And I'll be concentrating much into going out into the nations. And so the support of everyone, every church, to somebody who goes out is as pivotal, just as we look at the life of Paul when he was sent that time, chapter 13. He needed support. He sometimes had to write to Macedonia, write to the churches in Antioch for the support that's so important. And I want you to know that you are not, if you are encouraging your people in your churches to give to missions, then you are opening them to crossing lines, to crossing borders. You see, somebody will not be able to go, but God has given him a heart to cross lines, to cross borders, to get a blessing of crossing lines. When they give their money, though they are not able to go, they give their money. They have crossed. And they are supporting the vision, which is a great vision. And so the Lord starts to break lines that the enemy has put in their lives. And it's not only happening as they cross to Botswana, as they cross to Mozambique with their money, as they cross to Afghanistan and all that. It's not only happening in that way. They are also crossing spiritual lines in their lives. So the Lord laid it upon my heart last year in September that it's going to be a life of crossing in faith and God ministries. Crossing lines that the enemy has put, family lines that the devil has said you cannot cross. When you give your money to somebody who has gone into a 1040 window nation like the Arab nations, you have gone, you have crossed over. I appeal therefore to every pastor, give chance to your people. Give chance to your people to now enter into the vision, full throttle. We have started, we are going, and there's no turning back. So give your people chance to cross over. And this is why then God blessed so many people that were supporting Paul as he was going all over. It's not only material blessing, financial blessing, it's also spiritual crossing over from a life of sickness, because you have decided to support somebody who is out there in the countries where the gospel is restricted. We are going, and I need your prayers, my wife and I need your prayers as we go out into the nations with the gospel of the kingdom. We really need your support, financially, resource-wise, and God bless you as you put your heart straight into the vision.
As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refresheth the soul of his masters.